For me personally, for the bargaining stage, when like after having my stroke, I've had to grieve the old version of myself before my stroke. So that was that process of God, if you get me to feeling better, get me to a new space, then I'll do what it is that you need me to do. And that's where I can say the bargaining came in. God, if you get me up to walking, I'll make sure that every step I take glorifies and I'll be in the church house every Sunday, or, just those kinds of things. And um that's where the bargaining for me, as far as that, has been in my life. And I've been true to that, in a sense. I'm not in the church house every Sunday, but every step that I take is an intentional step towards, being a vessel for God's grace and mercy for myself and others.
Amen. And I definitely can relate to that because I remember going through um, a situation, and I can say I was grieving because I was at a point to where I didn't think, well, I never doubted, but you hear the doctors tell your dad that you may not walk. If you walk, then that's a limb. That's something that you may have to you learn how to do all over again. So I
Mhm.
remember going through phases where I felt like, you know, okay, God, I bargained. I remember saying, and that's how I got to doing a lot of the things that I'm doing now because I wanted to share His goodness, but I said I didn't want to stand in the pulpit. That
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and that was just where I was, and
Yeah.
he's still gonna be who he is, but I just
Mhm.
remember that was a phase for me,
Yeah.
and everybody experience could be different. It may not have been bargaining like that. It could have been a different type of bargaining. So, um, did you experience or have you experienced that in any type of way? Have you witnessed it, Dr. Apostle Kimberly?
I have, and I can relate to what Travita has said about certain situations and circumstances that you see, um,
Mhm.
and you also experience in your own personal life where there are things that happen or things that are potentially taken away, or things that you are looking at in your life, and you are saying to God, God, please, you're pleading with God to help you, and you're making all kinds of vows and promises, and just pleading with God to restore you and to bring you back up to where you may have once been. I've seen individuals who have been hurt or damaged on their journey, even in their workplaces, and seeing them go through this stage of bargaining with God to be restored to wholeness, to be restored to where they were actually able to utilize limbs again, and able to get up and move about without the assistance of others, or having to go through the process of having someone to be there for them 24/7 to help them to do things. So it is a place where we all can pretty much say that we have experienced some type of bargaining in our life at one point or another, to where we have truly been on the side of asking and pleading with God to bring us to that place of restoration and wholeness.
Wow. I also want to share with you guys, if you are tuning in and you would like to join the conversation, we have a call in number. If you would like to call in, it is 424 319 9925. Again, it is 424 319 9925. If you want to join the conversation live on air with us, you can call in via that number and join the conversation. We just ask that no cussing and be respectful. That's all. I have to put that disclaimer out there because we know when we going through sometime we sometimes express that way. So just wanted to put it out there. So we still have Daniela and Shanette if you guys would like to chime in on bargaining.
The type of bargaining that I experienced was when it was in a marriage. And how you just won't let that person go. You just like, Lord, please, if you just fix him, Lord, if you just touch him, you know, just make him right, because I don't want to be I don't want to divorce. I didn't get married to the